I was already going to the gym consistently for almost a couple of years, but after I converted to Islam, everything changed. The level of discipline I thought I had was nothing compared to what Islam taught me. The gym went from just building muscle to training my nafs, from just improving myself to improving my relationship with Allah. My workouts became acts of worship, and for the first time in my life, I understood what true discipline actually meant. If you're a Muslim who is struggling to improve yourself, you're struggling with your nafs, you're struggling with your discipline, you're struggling with your relationship with Allah, this video may just be for you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Yusuf, and I'm just another brother like you who has been able to change my life through exercising. Alhamdulillah. The gym plays a huge role in my ability to grow and improve as a Muslim, and in this video, I will show you exactly how. Before Islam, I went to the gym for ego, for looks, for attracting women, for seeking validation. But subhanAllah, but after returning to my Rabb, everything changed. I changed my intentions. Instead of focusing on pleasing my ego, I focused on pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I strive to improve my nafs and to have control over my nafs and to be the man that I need to be for my future wife and my future children, to be the guardian, to be the one who protects them, to be the one who stands as a role model for other Muslim men. I hope to inspire others to improve themselves physically for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Subhanallah, Islam is the biggest example of delayed gratification that we have. I mean, you look at things, right? What are we working towards? We're working towards our ultimate goal, our akhirah. Everything that we do in this dunya is to build our akhirah, to improve our akhirah, to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to improve our relationship with Allah, and to raise our ranks in the akhirah, because the akhirah is where we're going to be eternally, while this dunya is nothing but a tiny period of time. We strive to do as much good as possible, to strive to do as many good deeds as possible, to increase in our ibadah, to increase in our efforts to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and to increase in our efforts to raise our ranks in the hereafter. Now, how does fitness help with this? How does fitness play into this? Fitness is another example of delayed gratification. It's a habit that introduces delayed gratification into your life. It teaches you how to implement it into your life. And this delayed gratification carries over to everything else in your life. Everything else. All your habits, your health, your diet, your sleep habits, literally all your other habits that you focus on, you will see that this delayed gratification carries over to everything that you do in your life. And you'll find yourself improving in your ibadah, your habits, and your overall lifestyle. For me, the gym was the key to unlock the door to delayed gratification. By continuing to stay consistent and push myself in the gym, even when I don't see the results in the beginning, this allowed me to build momentum in the long term and actually start seeing results over a long period of time. Alhamdulillah, which carried over to other areas in my life. I changed my diet habits. I left off bad habits. I improved in my studies and in my ibadah. Alhamdulillah. At the same time, the gym helped me build my ability to have sabr, because just like any other act that requires delayed gratification specifically teaches you sabr. It teaches you how to have sabr, have patience, right? And that's basically everything in our life. We're always told to have sabr. Allah always tells us, wasbir, be patient, right? The gym specifically helped me be able to look at things from a long-term perspective. Instead of focusing on the now, focusing on the instant, focusing on the results soon, I realized it is actually better to focus on the long term and to actually focus on enjoying the journey itself. It helped me realize and understand that things do not come in an instant and that they take time and patience and consistent effort. Thanks to the gym taught me this valuable lesson. The nafs. The nafs always wants the easy way out. It always wants what's desirable. It always wants what's comfortable. Skip fajr, skip the sunnah, skip qiyam, skip the workout. The workout's too difficult. Eat the junk food, the junk food brings you pleasure. Avoid discomfort and stay comfortable. This is the things that the nafs inclines you to do. The nafs is our greatest enemy in Islam, because our nafs constantly works against us. It's always inclined to evil, to sin, to wrongdoing, and persists in a path where we wrong ourselves. We continue to wrong ourselves. The nafs, it makes us wrong ourselves continually. and it keeps striving and it keeps making a consistent and constant effort to try to push towards that. But what you need to do with the nafs is you need to train it so that it doesn't do that. Just like a naggy child, if you have a child, if you're spoiling your child all the time, right? You're giving it all the things that it desires, all the things that it pleasures, all the things that it wants. It's always gonna complain. It's always gonna talk back. It's always gonna argue. It's always gonna fight back. You know, it's always gonna cause problems. The nafs is inclined to evil naturally by default. So what you have to do is you have to train the nafs. A good example of training the nafs is like training a baby, right? If you continue to give the baby the breast milk, even after it starts to get older and older, it's going to keep continuing to rely on that breast milk. But when you stop giving it breast milk early when it's time, and you start giving it real food, you start slowly adapting the baby to real food, and you get it used to it over time, it's going to become independent. The same concept comes with the nafs. When you strive against yourself and you do things that Allah loves, you do things that are good for yourself and improving yourself, in halal means, of course, and you strive in this path, then your nafs will have less power over you, and it will start to incline towards doing good and getting closer to Allah and desiring to improve itself for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the nafs is something that has to be trained, and the gym is a beautiful way to do that as well on the physical side. There's many different ways to train your nafs, but the gym is a great way because it teaches you how to handle physical discomfort, how to understand what discomfort is, to be able to push out of your comfort zone, to continually persist in pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. Because the nafs is always going to want what's comfortable, what's pleasurable. If you gradually continue to push it out of its comfort zone, and you continue to put it through situations that it doesn't want to be in, but you know that it will help the nafs grow and you'll grow from it, then at that point you're training it to focus on improving itself, to focus on getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If we don't train our nafs, it's just going to naturally go back to its roots, which it's going to naturally incline to things that are not great for us and to sin. Bad habits and sin. Pushing yourself and being uncomfortable to grow in order to grow, it's necessary in all three aspects, physically, mentally, and spiritually. And pushing yourself to uncomfortable situations grows your nafs. It grows your ability to control your nafs and your ability to control and fight against it, and to actually have it work with you and not against you, making it easier to resist haram and to push yourself towards halal and push yourself towards things that please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And as I mentioned before, the gym was the key for me to unlocking the door of delayed gratification. As I continued to pursue in the path of the gym and I continually showed up, I was consistent, I started to have a love and grow a love for the process itself. As I mentioned before, the gym was the key to the door of delayed gratification for me. Before I discovered the gym, my life was full of bad habits. I was playing video games all day, multiple hours a day. I was pulling all-nighters. I was eating junk food 24/7, drinking soda all the time, ice cream, banquet meals, just a bunch of gross stuff. Just literally pure junk food. I literally ate pure junk food. Junk food was my literal diet. And I had other bad habits in my life too. I was just wasting my time watching TV and movies and indulging myself in consistent instant gratification and pleasure, and so many other bad habits I don't even want to mention. But the gym for me, it was my first step out of all of this. It was my first step towards the right path, towards delayed gratification, towards improving myself, which eventually led me to improve myself in all areas, and alhamdulillah, led me to Islam by Allah's permission, by the guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But the gym was my first step. As I continued to pursue in the gym, when I was indulged in all these bad habits and all these horrible things, as I continued to pursue the gym and I continued to show up and be consistent, I started to actually gain a love for the journey itself. I started enjoying the workouts. I started enjoying being there and doing the workouts. And then when I started seeing the results come in, I was building muscle that motivated me even more, and it gave me that dopamine release basically consistently over time, to make me realize that, oh, I love this. It feels like I'm leveling up in real life instead of leveling up in a video game, right? Because with the video games, that's why I was addicted to video games. I was addicted to improving my status, to improving my levels, to improving my possessions and everything and whatnot. But instead, I took that, and with the gym, it helped me focus on leveling myself up in real life, focusing on the actual things in life rather than a virtual video game, right? And the gym was the first step to improving myself. As I continued pursuing the gym, all these other habits, all these other bad habits slowly came out of my life. They slowly left. Like the video games, as I was continuing with the gym, I slowly played video games less and less and less until I ended up finally quitting them and not even coming back to them. I literally I haven't played video games in probably almost a couple years now. Alhamdulillah. Definitely at least over a year, but I completely quit. I never had an intention to come back. I never desired to come back. And the same thing with my diet, right? All these other things that I used to have, so much sugar, so much junk, and so much fast food and everything. All this stuff just slowly, I started eating less and less and less of it, and all this stuff just basically exited its way out of my life. Now I'm disgusted by the idea of having junk food, and then watching TV and movies all the time. I ended up slowly replacing that with books and lectures and things and videos that, like educational videos, things that help me focus on improving myself in all areas of my life. And over time, all these other bad habits that I had, they just slowly started exiting my life. And alhamdulillah, after I reverted to Islam, Allah helped me knock out all the haram, what may have been stationary or potentially good habit, but haram or a bad habit. These things exited my life after, alhamdulillah, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guided me to Islam. Things like music, for example. Like, subhanAllah, like, after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guided me to Islam, it just, like, music just disappeared out of my life. Like, it became non-existent. Like, I had no desire. Like, subhanAllah, I had no desire to actually listen to the music. And then I just ended up replacing with other options in the sheets, with Quran, with lectures and podcasts and other things like that. And, alhamdulillah, the gym really took me to another level. It was the first step in everything. And another benefit of the gym is due to the nature of exercise and how exercise actually affects your body. It improved my energy levels day to day, right? There's multiple factors that play in increasing your energy levels, and physical exercise is one of them. Your diet's also very important. And because of the fact that I was consistent in the gym and I started building that habit, I started building that habit in my diet too. And I was consistent with my diet and eating super healthy. So my energy levels were high all the time, alhamdulillah. Like, I remember when I was playing video games, I was in that state where I was eating junk food all the time and playing video games and all this other stuff. My energy levels, they were low, like, all the time. I always just felt tired. I felt like not wanting to do anything. I felt it was a horrible feeling. But alhamdulillah, with physical exercise and with my diet and everything, and eating healthy food, my energy levels spiked. Like, I was like, and they stayed high all the time. Like, it made it easier to increase in my ibadah, to wake up for Fajr consistently, and then, even start praying Qiyam al-Layl consistently. It allowed me to focus on other areas of my deen and my ibadah and everything else. And I always had this, consistent energy to want to push myself and to continue to do more and strive and strive and strive. And this is all thanks to exercise. Exercise was the root, and it brought everything else into my life and overall allowed me to improve myself, improve my energy levels, improve everything. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah for the gym. Alhamdulillah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed me to love the gym, because it does wonders for you. When you exercise, right, you have a higher quality sleep. So you're able to sleep less, but with higher quality. This helps make things easier for having more time to focus on your studies and focus on your ibadah and doing extra nawafil and everything. Just overall, naturally, your energy levels in your mind, you just feel, you can feel the difference from someone who had a completely different diet and lifestyle to changing my diet and lifestyle. It's like night and day, subhanAllah. If this resonated with you, you'll like this video. As Islam transformed my discipline, the same principles that the gym taught me, that I got from the gym, I'm also applying in learning the Arabic language for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and understanding the Quran. You can watch the video here to see how my journey was after a year of studying the Arabic language. Barakallahu feekum. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.